Hey, shalom, shalom, everyone. This is Nabi, your real tour. And I'm so happy to have in the house with us Pamela Green. We're going to talk to her a little bit. And so, this is Mishkan Solutions, where we talk about all things real estate. Whether you are a newbie investor, or you're a real estate agent, or maybe you're just wanting to get into becoming a real estate agent wherever you are, you're going to learn a lot. So, take some good, copious notes and just stay tuned for those little, I call them little nuggets, because you always learn something. We're all growing. So no matter how long you've been in real estate or been thinking about becoming an agent or an investor, you're going to learn some things right here. So I am Nabi, your real tour, Tour, like we're going on a real tour. And that also helps people to pronounce it right. It's not Pamela. How many times we heard realtor? Realtor. Realtor. So we've heard it. I think your sound is out. Okay, there we go. All right, Pamela Green, you're a real estate agent. Who are you with? Who's your broker? And we're going to talk. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I am licensed in Virginia and Maryland, and my brokerage is EXP Realty.
Yes, my brokerage is also EXP Realty, and so
Wonderful.
that's how we met. That's how we met.
That-
Yes, we have an amazing group led by Rod Obi. Awesome, awesome, awesome man. And we get a lot of training and we get a lot of prep, and it's just awesome. So, the one of the reasons why I do this particular platform, Mishkan Solutions, and Mishkan, for those of you that have not heard, Mishkan is a Hebrew word, it means dwelling place. And so Mishkan Solutions is a resource for all things real estate. Whether you, again, as I said at the top, real estate investing, becoming an agent, finding about home buyers loans and the variety of type of loans that are out there, you can get your questions answered right here on this station. We talk about quiet titles. We talk about tax liens, tax deeds. We talk about all of that. So and I also want to make sure that I bring in professionals that really have honed their craft in their area. And so Pamela Green, she is one of those people, and I had to have her on there. She's helped me a lot coming in, being a newbie, excuse me, a newbie realtor, and she's just a gem, a gem, a gem. So please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And she's going to give you some information on how to find her. So Pamela, oh, so Pamela, we're going to talk a little bit about just your journey in becoming a realtor. And how did that start? How did that tell us a little bit about how that began?
Well, no, my husband and I, we have been interested in real estate for a very long time. When we married, we talked about, setting up a legacy for our family. And one of the ways that we decided to go about that was real estate investing. So we purchased a home in 2004 together. We both already own homes. We decided to make one a rental. We sold one to finance everything else that we were doing. And 2 years later, we bought our very next rental property.
Mm-hmm.
So since that time, we've been building our real estate portfolio. And I was actually working with a realtor from Keller Williams at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw the things that she was doing. A lot of times people look at what we do as realtors and they say, I can do that too. That sentence right there encompasses a lot of things, and everyone is not able to do what we do because from the outside looking in, it's easy. But I did decide ultimately I'm going to get my license and service our business at the
Mm-hmm.
time. But once I got the training, I got earned my license, I was just so all into it, and it's always been a passion of mine. I decided I wanted to be a full-time realtor.
Okay, awesome. So, and then people have questions, and I've gotten the question. So, y'all, I'm gonna act like I don't know nothing. So, people will come to you with questions such as, well, which one should you do? Should you become a realtor or should you become a real estate investor? Now, you and I have decided to do both. But again, I'm going
Okay.
to act like I know nothing. And so, for those of
Okay.
you that are watching, like, what are the pros and cons of being both or one or the other? Can you talk about that a little bit? And I know you said you
You know,
started doing the real estate investing. So, can you kind of share about that a little bit?
the process of becoming a homeowner, that is one of the most expensive undertakings you will ever have in life outside of having children. But I believe everyone is capable of doing it. When you become a realtor, it's your job to support people in the process, to convince people to either buy or sell, and then provide that help in the background. I think it's critical that you've experienced some of that. Not everyone that's a realtor owns a home,
Right.
but
Yeah.
most people that are realtors aspire to be homeowners. Once you start in the business of selling real estate, I believe that you get exposed to so much, but you get exposed to how valuable an investment it is. And you can't help but want to be an investor yourself. That level of investment is different for everyone. You may just want to own the home that you live in. All right. That's still real estate investing because you've invested in that home for yourself and or your family. But if you want to step it up a notch, you're going to be given opportunities where you're going to see deals that are available, and it's just going to be a no-brainer for you then to start investing. It doesn't come without risk. There's got to be some discipline in your life. You got to have some money to make some money,
Yeah.
but I believe that you can successfully do both. You can be a realtor and a real estate investor.
Right, and there are some advantages of being a realtor because you have access to the MLS, you
Mhm.
have all sorts of access, and also I believe that when you are a real estate agent and you are also investing, you will come into contact with other investors, and because you understand the languaging, because you understand the mindset, it's a more cohesive marriage. And so I think that again, there are people that are trying to figure out which one should I do both. You don't have to do both for those of you that are listening. You don't have to, but it's just a conscious choice. Like, do you want to have that type of access as a realtor? I know that there are many investors. They definitely don't want to do that. If they want to have that type of access, they just need to access the real estate agent themselves, and then they are partnering with them. Maybe one, maybe several, and it's just basically having boots on the ground.
Yeah, I
Makes
agree.
sense? Yeah.
I I think that, being an investor has opened the door for me to work with other investors because I've done it. I understand, like you said, the language, the terms, the rules of engagement. So I'm able to help other people that want to become investors to get started in investing. And it's really so many ways that you can invest in real estate. There's a lot of opportunity.
Yeah. And so, what would you say is the number one, or maybe two, the two top things that a newbie investor needs to be aware of?
First of all, they need to have good credit. Because I mean, just buying a home or just being on the fringes of real estate investing, to have access to money, you're going to want to have good credit. All right.
Yeah.
And the second thing is, if you are not knowledgeable about what's going on in real estate and you're a new investor, you will need to partner with a realtor. You want to partner with someone who knows what's happening in your local market or in the market that you plan to invest in. You want to make sure that you are putting yourself in places to learn as much as you can about the type of property that you want to invest in. It's, realtors, we are always learning. Investors, we are always learning about the value of the dollar, where to get funding from, how to spend the money, and what's the most important thing that you need to spend money on in the investing game. So, and if you can, if you don't just have a mentor, a realtor, but a mentor as well.
Yeah. That's really important. I think that's key, having a mentor. Very, very important, especially somebody that can hold your hand and walk you through the process. I think that a lot of, and you remember when you were first in school trying to get your license as a realtor, all excited, all hyped up. I'm going to sell real estate. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be, we have, oh, well, I can do luxury homes or I can do commercial. And,
Yes,
and of course you got to pick one. You got to pick one and,
yes,
and be good in that particular genre, in that particular market. If you're going to do commercial, do commercial. If you're going to do residential, not that you can't do both, but you want to be able to hone your craft and to have that background training, the understanding. Also, again, going back to languaging. And so we're in that place as a newbie, and we're in class, we're in school, and obviously we're nervous about the whole, I gotta get ready for this test. I gotta get ready for this test. And by the way, every state is very different. I
very
think
different.
what are the hours? Do you remember what the hours were?
Hours of training, in the state of Virginia,
How many?
60 hours.
60
Mhm.
hours. So every state is different. And I just want to, okay, let me just kind of jump back for just a second. What type of study habits, for those of you that are newbies, that are, because we want to make sure you're covered, what
Yes.
kind of study habits would you suggest for prepping for the state exam?
The in class training is so important. We get a booklet of the training and the modules that you're going to go through. You have an instructor, and it's a lot of information that is coming at you while you are participating in class. One of the my best habits was taking notes in my book and then going back and reading my notes. It was an everyday thing. What people don't understand is when you're in training to earn your license, to test to earn your license, you are learning the laws and the principles behind the practice of real estate. What you're learning in the classroom is nothing like what you're going to be doing when you leave the class and get your license, and then you decide to practice real estate, because it's two different things. All
Right.
right. So you're learning about the rules of engagement. You're learning about the state and what you can and cannot do. You're understanding what the practice of real estate is founded upon.
Right.
But once you get that license and you go out to sell homes, you will find it's nothing like what you learned in class. It's apples and oranges.
Apples and
It's
oranges.
being a salesperson than being a student who's learning the law.
Yeah. So we
So
have
people
the
think it's
laws
glamorous.
and contracts. Yeah. Yeah, you have the laws, you have the contracts,
Yes.
and you have to, and they're very stringent on what you can and cannot do in each state. Now, on the opposite side of an investor, you don't have to be concerned about any of that, because you don't need a license to buy and sell homes, and because you're an investor. And
Yeah.
I think maybe one day I'll talk about uh, the cash flow quadrant, where you're on the right side of the quadrant, where your taxes are a lot less money. But that we'll save that for another show. But on the other side of the investor, all of those rules, all those state rules, will not apply to you. Obviously, you can't break any laws, but you're a lot more relaxed as an investor. You see a property, you can buy it, as opposed to as a realtor, you are either working for a buyer or seller. So you're kind of that person that's in the sort of in the middle, not like wholesaling.
Yeah. Or
Not,
investor.
yeah, you're
Yeah,
in a,
you're working for a buyer, a seller, or an investor. But I will say, as a real estate investor, you do
mhm.
need to know your limitations. That's why you need a team.
Yeah.
As an investor, it's not just you against the world. I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy an investment piece of investment property. There's some knowledge you may not have that the people on your team should have. That's why,
Yes.
that person who's bankrolling
Mm-hmm.
that investment is part of your team. The
Yes.
person who knows the laws, who knows the market, that realtor hopefully is on your team.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you won't be making decisions in a vacuum. The one of the benefits of being a realtor and investor is you have that team. You should have that team already, just by virtue of you've been selling homes, you've been working with lenders, and you're working with all those professionals that are also going to be working with you when you go out to do your investing.
Yeah.
So as
That's a great point that you made, Pam. As an investor, you have to have a team. There's no I in team.
no,
You can have all the zeal, like I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna get all these properties, but you need a team, and you're right, not in a vacuum. You have your realtors, that's a part of your team. You have the title company, you have attorneys, you have wholesalers, you have bird dogs, you have all of these people that make up your team that's going to help you in the process. And as far as I know, when you're building a team, even your tax people.
your tax account is very, very important part of your team. I glad you mentioned that.
Yeah. You want to say anything about that?
I will tell you that I have a great tax accountant,
Mm-hmm.
and when my husband and I decided to start investing, it was her advice initially that helped us. Prompted us to get our LLC started and get our documents, licenses, and all those things in order as we started the journey.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, if you don't know what you're doing, you might go out and make a bad purchase, or you're going at it backwards when you have more liability than you would have had you had that professional in your corner at the beginning. So that tax accountant is critical from the beginning.
Yeah. So super important, especially the setup of your LLC. I think a lot of people do not understand how to be correctly set
Yes.
up. You have to be correctly set up. And I get people that ask me, should I get an S corp or a C corp or a LLC? It depends on what it is that you're doing.
Yes.
It depends on what you're doing. We were talking about this the other day. The S corp has one job, to make money. C corp has one job to
Make
and so we I don't know, maybe we'll do a show on that. But depending on what it is that you want to do, because we both know they have LLCs that own LLCs.
yes.
Yeah. So depending on what it is that you want to do, how you structure yourself is super important, especially for tax purposes.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
so,
because you wanna the money that you make, you want it to be yours. You don't wanna have to spend all that money on taxes. All right. You want to make sure that you're purchasing it right. The ownership is correct. The income that you get is carefully tracked, through your business account. There's a lot of things that the CPA will help you do when you're
yeah.
getting started. It's very important.
Okay, guys, don't be out here, flying by the seat of your pants.
I call it cowboying.
Oh my God. I mean, it's so super important because you have this influx of money coming, and whether we know it or not, somebody is watching. So you want
Yes.
to make sure that you're doing it properly. I mean, from the onset. Now we know that when you first start, you're trying to get strength in your legs, and when I say that, just to understand what you're doing, how to do it, it's always good to ask questions before you make any moves. How important is that, Pam, that you ask questions before you start making any moves as far as investing?
You don't know what you don't know. That's why, at the beginning, I mentioned having that mentor. You want to shadow somebody. You want to work with someone who's been successful, that you see has been successful in investing. And there's so many examples available for you. It may be someone you know. It may be someone that you meet through your social media. I've not met anyone online that I asked a question of that wasn't helpful and helping me to understand what I was doing, talk to me about pitfalls,
Mm-hmm.
that I could come across, things that could really derail your deal. Even not just CPAs and other people that are doing it, but lenders, because you're talking about a large amount of money that you're going to be
Yeah.
spending to, purchase this property. And you want to make sure that you got the right lender that's working with you, that you got the right product to do your purchase. So I cannot stress enough that all of those folks need to be a part of your team.
Yeah.
And you can't be afraid to ask questions because they don't know your level of knowledge. You're going to have to ask, okay, so how much money will I need to be able to do this? Where does it need to be? How much will I use at the beginning and midpoint, end? All of those things you need to frequently ask, because everybody that you meet, you're going to when you're approaching a deal, there's the person on the other side that's their team as well that's on the other side. So there's negotiations involved. You're always going to want to ask questions, about this large sum of money that you're getting ready to spend, that you want that investment to make more money for you.
Yeah. That's so important. And while you were talking, I actually started thinking about the fusion of building relationships.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's super important. Building a relationship, so it's not a you're going in with some the motivation of just making money. I, be,
Yes.
I believe it's like, who am I serving?
Who
Who
am I
am I?
serving? Yes. And
Yeah,
not just that person that, as a realtor, you're not just servicing the person that is buying or selling property, because you can't do it by yourself. And you mentioned title attorneys and home inspectors, builders, all those folks. One thing I absolutely love about being a realtor is so many people that I've met in all walks of life. I've met, I mean, not just the folks that are part of my team that are servicing my clients, but the clients, and many of them own businesses, provide services, and it's allowed me to build a huge network of folks. So I'm able, not just do they refer my business, refer me to someone who wants to buy and sell real estate, but whatever they're doing, if I hear another client or another colleague talking about um, a need, and this client can help fill that need, I'm referring their business as well. So
yeah,
you're able to build a huge network of folks, and it is absolutely wonderful. I
yeah.
love
The yeah, the relationship building, I believe, is key. It is so important, and again, just serving other people. And not being selfish. Oh, I'm going to go in and make a gazillion dollars. I'm like, okay. But you want to make sure that you are serving people. I believe that should be the heart of your business. Who are you serving? Who are you helping? Even when you go in as a not just a realtor, but as an investor, and we run into FISBOs all the time, and we are really here to alleviate a problem. We're here to help. Here we see the problem, and then we want to help them get rid of that problem by serving them. And then obviously it's a win-win situation. We're
it. It is.
both being served. But if I believe that if you come in wanting to serve, that's going to be key. And I was going to ask you, so how big is your cash buyers list as an investor?
There are a lot of cash buyers. They are, and most of the cash buyers are investors. I
Yeah.
do have a few clients who want to spend cash to purchase the home that they're going to live in, but it's kind of rare right now. In my neck of the woods. From my
Mm-hmm.
experience, a lot of folks don't want to spend. all their money. They want to hold on to as much cash as possible because they're uncertain about what's happening, in the world, so they want to have that safety net. So they are going to lenders to get money to purchase their homes.
Yeah. I I mean, it's amazing how you have these. Let me see, I'm going to move this over. It's amazing how we have access to all of these people, especially the cash buyers, because the cash buyers, and I want to talk about them for a minute. The cash buyers, they are looking for a deal. They are not looking to, their mindset is very different from the home buyer,
Yes,
from the home seller. They're looking at discount, discount,
discount.
discount, discount.
How
We're
far can my money go?
right. How far can their money go? Because they're investing because they want to make money.
Yes,
They understand the term of investment where they have to spend X amount, but they don't want to buy at market value.
yes.
And I don't know if you've ever talked to any of your home buyers about purchasing something that's below market value. Obviously, the buyers don't want to spend that much money, but again, the mindset is different. Can you just share a little bit about that?
It's kind of always a conversation, but it definitely depends on the location that they're looking to buy a home. There are some many markets, different neighborhoods, different parts of different cities that you don't have the opportunity to buy below market generally. Number one is because the value is so high and the
Mm-hmm.
market is where it's at. It's not dipping. It is where it is. So folks understand I'm not going to go in there, and get this house for less. You're not going to get it for less than it's listed. All right. And I do believe, by and large, realtors do a great job of pricing homes,
Mm-hmm.
and generally you'll see that the most successful listing is just below market value. It's not over market value. It's just below that market value or right at that market value, you see. And in some markets, there's opportunities because it depends upon the condition, the house, the location of the market. You may be able to purchase a home right now that is not in top condition below market value.
Mm-hmm.
But in that space where you are competing, you will be competing to purchase that house below market value because everyone else sees that opportunity to get that house below market value. So you're going to have some competition. So your offers need to be strong. Your money needs to be strong. All of your team needs to be strong. So you got a good negotiator. You're going to put in a great offer that's going to get the attention of these sellers.
Yeah, that's a good point. And so you're in Virginia. So what does the market look like out there? And I'm always getting questions about the rate, the rate, the rate. We want 3%.
Yeah, and that's not gonna happen. It's not happening right now,
Yeah.
and I'm not a lender, so I'm not speaking from a lender's perspective. I'm speaking, from what I see.
Mm-hmm.
Our interest rate for mortgages right now is just over 7%.
7%.
I will tell you that when my husband and I purchased our home in well, the first home that I purchased in Northern Virginia was in 1994. The interest rate was 9 and some change.
Wow.
Okay, when we
Wow.
purchased that home. When the market crashed in 2008, folks were looking at 8% or 7%. I mean, here we are, and it's 7% interest, but that's nothing compared to the cost of renting. That's still 100%.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. The great thing about this market is I am seeing so many opportunities for buyers, especially new construction. My goodness, they are offering plans now, products where they'll buy down the rate for you. They're giving money away because, of course, they're builders. They want to sell homes. So they're trying to incentivize buyers. Hey, come and buy this house, come and buy this house.
Yeah.
So we're also not seeing the the house that's in terrible condition listed at full market value anymore. Folks are making some improvements to these homes before they put them on the market because they want them to sell and not languish, on the market, looking, waiting for a buyer because the condition of the house is not getting folks' attention because of the price. So there's lots of opportunity.
So with the products that these builders are offering in Virginia specifically, because that's your area, is
Mhm.
are they doing this in the subdivisions only, or are they doing it outside?
So for builders specifically, they
Yeah.
are doing it in the communities that they're building.
Okay.
Okay, so they may have 35 lots to start with and expand to 50, 100, or however big that their community is going to be.
Yeah.
And they will offer incentives based upon the rate of sales.
Hmm.
As sales pick up, you'll see some of the incentives change sometimes. They all have their individual math for how they do that. How long we'll offer certain incentives. Sales pick up, maybe we can pull back on some things or offer something different. But by and large, I'm seeing a lot of great incentives for buyers, and not just first time buyers, but buyers of new construction homes.
Yeah, and yeah, the new construction can be attractive, and then some people are like, yeah, but it's going to cost more money. And I know the market has changed a lot as far as lumber,
Mhm.
the price has gone up. Have you noticed any changes or challenges in the market from 2020, let's say 2022 to now?
It's a different market. And I'll go back as far as 2020
Hmm.
because during the pandemic, you would not believe how fast the market was moving. Folks were buying and selling real estate at a much higher rate. I mean, everybody was okay. I'm going to be stuck in this house. I need an office. I need a playroom for my kids. I need an escape. I need more space. Let's move up now. So it was a lot going on. There was a lot of competition. We saw different things in real estate in terms of the nuances of an offer, things that people were doing to get in homes. And now with higher interest rates, you see a lot of buyers are afraid of stepping out there. Um, Not just because of the interest rate, but because of the interest rate, their money is not spending as much as it was before.
Yeah.
So they slow down some. Sellers are saying, well, if I sell my house, I have to have someplace to live. So our inventory is low. So you see different things happening in the market now. So homes are tending to stay active a little bit longer before they're going under contract. But there are still, spaces in neighborhoods where the homes move quickly and for asking price or higher than, in our area. So it's a great real estate market,
Yeah.
in all of the DMV.
Yeah. So, again, every market is different.
Yeah.
I know that there are some markets that are called recession proof, which, for instance, I'm here in the state of Florida. There's an area it's called Lehigh Acres. It doesn't matter what's going on. They will always, the recession never touches this place. There's places like that in Ohio as well. And I mean, it just varies from state to state. But I think that uh, buyers, whether they are investors or just the average Jane, average Joe, are getting a little bit smarter as far as what they're looking for. But I do see those that have not invested in the knowledge of real estate or purchasing property, they, again, like you said, they're kind of like, I don't know. I don't know. And because of the rate, they will kind of, because everybody keeps waiting for it to drop, for it to drop. And so, and I do have a very good friend, Don Daniels, that he doesn't care what the rate is.
Yes.
He doesn't care
Yes.
what the rate is. He doesn't care because he sees something on the other side. And I think that we just need to get a little bit more educated as far as what it all means in the grand scope of things. And so we can't be afraid to
Yeah.
purchase. And then I think as far as purchasing, well, what is your motivation for purchasing? And when I have on my investing hat, I'm only purchasing to make money. There's a thing that we real estate investors say: you make money when you buy.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You make money when you buy. And so, and then when you have the average Jane, average Joe, that's not the conversation that's in their head. I want a nice home. I want a place for my family, a safe place for my family. And so again, it's just different. But I wouldn't, and I'm going to ask you for what your words of wisdom would be for the average Jane, average Joe. My word would be, just become knowledgeable.
Yes.
Just learn. Don't be afraid. Just learn. And so I'm going to also ask you, how can people get in touch with you?
Okay, I will tell you. First, I want to talk about, the average Joe, average Jane that wants to purchase a house. The first thing I'm gonna say is you should buy what you can afford. You have to be able to live once you get in the house. And it's a critical time to buy. Folks that are sitting around waiting for the interest rate to go down, one when the interest rates go down, the home values will be going up. So you
Mm-hmm.
will where you are now then, but it'll cost more. All right. So it really, if you're ready to buy a home, you can afford to buy a home, you should buy one sooner rather than later because the
Yes.
value is going to go up. So that's the first thing. Get a
Mm-hmm.
trusted advisor. Work with a realtor. We're not just out for the money. We have a passion for what we do. My passion is helping people to live the life that they want to live in the home that they want to live in. And there's a lot that goes into um, making sure that the person is ready and that they actually get what they want, from a real estate purchase. But you can reach me at Pamela.Green at exprealty.com or P Green, PEA Green 8108 at gmail.com. You can reach out to my social media platforms. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram and LinkedIn.
I got that Pamela.Green at exprealty.com.
Yes,
All right. Cool beans. And yeah, let me put your phone number in there. Go ahead. What is it?
703
Mm-hmm.
731 2563.
Okay. Make sure we got that in there. 2563. Make sure we get that in. And so, guys, reach out. Asking questions are that's free.
Yes, it is free.
That's free. Send shoot her an email if you are in the DMV area. She's gonna get you right. She's gonna get you right. If you are someone that also is thinking about real estate, and I don't mean as an investor, but someone that wants to become an agent, if you're kind of fantasizing about it, yeah, she is with EXP Realty. You want to talk about that for a second, Pam?
Wow, the fastest growing real estate brokerage in the world. I will tell you, I've been with EXP Realty since 2018. I was realtor agent number
Oh my God.
9,075, and currently we have over 89,000 agents in our brokerage. That is growth. We have the best leadership, providing the best resources so you can have the best outcomes with your business. So if
Yes.
you want to find out more about it, I'd be happy to talk to you about a career in real estate.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, all of the training. Can you talk about the training? Like the training.
You know, I love the fact that so our brokerage is in the cloud. A lot of folks don't understand that, but it means that help is available 24/7. Training is available 24/7. There are over 80 classes that you can participate in on a weekly basis. Whatever the topic is, you can find a training about it and someone to talk to about it. I love the collaborative environment that we have, within our brokerage. And it has fostered a lot of many groups. We have our own EXP Workplace, which is off of the Facebook platform, but it's just for our agents. And you can log in the Workplace. And I love the fact that the agents here at this brokerage are so helpful. you ask a question or go in a group and ask a question, and someone is going to answer that question. Our broker team is readily available, and they answer. Even when you have an emergency, there's someone that is on duty that you can reach out to ask your real estate related questions. So there's a lot available for you. My hope for any agent that's new or continuing or having difficulties with their business, regardless of the brokerage that you are a part of, you need to stay connected and make sure that you're getting the information that you need, getting the care that you need to grow your business.
Yeah. Yeah, the one of the I've never seen this with any other brokerage. Maybe they have it, I don't know. But EXP World. My
Yes.
goodness.
With your avatar.
Oh my God. You get an avatar, you go in there and EXP all over the world. You can
Yes.
go in any state. Can you talk about that for a minute?
You can be anywhere in any time zone, and you can enter EXP World with your avatar. Visit the offices that are there, go to classes there, see, classes that have already been held, see the broker. The broker has hours in the world. The finance, the EXP IT solutions has hours in the world.
Yeah,
So I mean, it's just a great platform.
it's
It's
crazy.
a way for the future to be, to be in the cloud.
Yeah.
During COVID, during the pandemic, all these brick and mortar offices shut down. Folks were in their homes, and you might have been able to get in touch with them. You might not have. But at EXP Realty, we were ahead of the curve, and I never had a chance or an issue with folks not being available because we were already in the cloud.
Yes, in the
It was
cloud.
years in 2020.
Yes, it was ahead of the curve. And the cool thing is, if you have a question, you sign into EXP World. They even have it where it looks like you go and you take a number and you go sit down. I was just
I
like,
even after all this time, I am still learning how to move my avatar around in the world. I can walk and I can sit down.
you can
Doing
change your clothes.
I
You
can
can
change
you
the
change your
clothes.
hair color. You could do it. So
You
it's
know,
fun. It's fun.
yes, it is fun. If you like playing video games, you'll love it.
Yes, I don't play video games, but it is fun. And you sit in front of another person's avatar and you just ask questions and they help you with all of your paperwork. It's just great. I've never seen anything like it. But we've been on here for a while, y'all. But thank you guys for watching, for hanging out with us. Do you guys, if you guys, those of you that are watching live, because if you're watching on the replay, it's too late. Um, if you have any questions about real estate investing, if you have anything about becoming an agent, you can ask your questions at any time. For those of you that are on the replay watching, please post your questions, your comments. We would love to hear from you, and we will definitely get back to you and we will answer quickly. So if you have anything, then great. If you found this helpful, let us know. Give us a thumbs up. Like, comment, and subscribe. Isn't that what they always say on YouTube?
That's what they say.
That's what they
That's what
say. Yeah, because we want to hear from you. And for those of you that are watching and you know me personally, do not text me a comment. The comments need to go down there, right down there below. Because guess what? YouTube cannot see it. And if this is good, just kind of share it with somebody. So there's a lot of things that we can talk about as far as real estate, investing, also just being an agent. But we will be on here for 6 months. So we're going to
well,
kind of wrap it up.
thank you so much, Nabia, for having me.
Oh, it is my pleasure, and so glad that you because y'all don't know she is so busy. I had to like nail her down. Like, can you? And we actually thought we were going to be on here like 20 or 30 minutes, but we went over. But hopefully everything that you heard, it was helpful to you. Maybe you learned something. Hopefully. And that's it, and that's all right, guys. So with that said, Pamela, do you have any last minute anything? If not,
I'm good. I appreciate being here. Real estate is my passion, and I know it's kind of yours as well. So reach out and ask to be anything that you need to know, and we'll get an answer to you.
Yes, ma'am. So that is Pamela Green. She is with eXp Realty. She is in the DMV area. And again, there is her email. Shoot her a quick email if you have a question, or even if you just want to give her a comment about today's show. And that also is her phone number where you can reach out to her. All right, 703-731-2563. And I am Nabi, the realtor. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Mishkan Solutions, where we do all things real estate. Also, my website is Mishkan Solutions. Don't get caught in the net. MishkanSolutions.net. All right, guys. So we will see you on the next one. Thank you so much for joining. And I think that's going to be it. I'll
It's a
see you
wrap.
guys on the next one.
Bye.
All righty. See you guys. Oh no, this is what happens when you go live. I think my thingy